Not in the kitchen, but off the kitchen. And then there's a bathroom all the way down the hall. If you want some water, there's glasses to the left of the sink. And
you say rabbi or
near the
rabbi?
television in the kitchen.
I say which one?
Water.
I was a rabbi. You guys say rabbi. Yeah. I'm American.
You're exactly.
No.
But you can have
Oh,
a
I
little.
said-
You can have a little
Yeah,
triangle.
but you
Just
can
keep
put
going.
that-
Yeah, I like it.
There's definitely gonna be 2-3 words that
I know.
hacks, and then you can
You're
tell
gonna
me
fuck back?
if it's all wrong. And
We'll just all laugh.
yeah.
And I identify very strongly as patio.
This is a script that the guys have been working on for a while, and really it's to the point now where we're trying to figure out what does it sound like? You know, what rhythms. I'm a believer in the music of comedy. One of my favorite business observations was watching James Burrows direct and seeing that he doesn't look at the actors, and he doesn't look at the cameras. He sort of looks off into the distance and just listens to the sound of the words to make sure that the rhythms are right. So to him, the music of comedy is what makes it work. It's obviously hard the first time you're doing it, but it's good enough, particularly because I'm guessing that we all have, good people here, that we'll get a really good idea of the rhythms of playing with matches. Who is our?
Okay, so everyone, so just to make sure everyone knows who they're reading. All their roles.
You only have one. Thank God.
And then Mendel is doing the.
You're the person that lends money. to
Mendel's
God.
doing the action line, stage
Yes.
directions.
Yeah.
Well, and you have work.
No parentheticals, they can
Right,
just
okay.
Okay, thanks.
Exterior, patio, wedding hall, Crown Heights, New York, afternoon. A beautiful Orthodox Jewish wedding. Women sit on one side dressed in long-sleeve, ankle-length pastel dresses. Men sit on the other in black coats and wide-brimmed black hats. An uneasy tension fills the room. A stern woman looks put out. The door.
Good timing. Excellent.
Cut!
All right.
Uneasy
Dogs
tension
inside.
fills the room.
That was really good.
Well, actually, it probably perfect.
Well, this
Yeah,
is a dog.
Baby,
You
come.
ever see that family guy
Come,
with
Mr.
the
Piggy.
dogs
Well,
and barking
that was
at
Baby,
each
the
other?
you
goal.
You are a dog.
Baby,
I am
inside.
also a dog. Oh
Mr.
my
Piggy,
god.
say
Piggy
come on.
inside.
We are
Dude,
both
that's
dogs.
from
Yeah.
Up? I love that.
Baby, come on.
Family Guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You're a dog. Yes, I'm a
Sadie
dog
or
also.
Sadie?
Sadie. I know. How cool would that have been? So close.
This is so normal for my lifetime. Like, oh, is there Wait, what?
All right, so if Nothing doesn't bark, we're good.
He does bite though.
Where were we?
An uneasy tension fills the room. Start from the beginning, or
That's
Fill the room.
pick it up from the top, just continue where I am.
Yeah, just take it from the top.
Take.
Take it from the line before.
Exterior, patio, wedding hall, Crown Heights, New York, afternoon. A beautiful Orthodox Jewish wedding. Women sit on one side dressed in long-sleeve, ankle-length pastel dresses. Men sit in the other in black coats and wide-brimmed black hats. An uneasy tension fills the room. A stern woman looks put out. The door in the back opens, and here comes Nope, it's Uncle Chaim, 40s. A woman sobs, breaking the silence. Uncle Chaim, sweaty, hustles to find someone sitting towards the front. The rabbi hems and taps on his watch. Fatigued, a young man supporting the marriage canopy loses his grip on the corner pole and almost drops it. Disaster.
Shmuel.
Mid-crowd, Shmuel Stein, 30, rises from his seat unlike other men. Unlike the other men, Shmuel dons a custom-tailored gray suede suit, tight matching pants, and alligator shoes with gold buckles. As Shmuel slides over to Uncle Chaim, the stern woman glares at him, then leans over to a genial woman seated in her row.
No wonder it's a mess. Shmuel Stein is their matchmaker. He's too untraditional.
I think he's great. My cousin used him as her matchmaker and was very satisfied. We already put Shava on his waiting list.
I hear he thinks he can go after bigger fish now. It's not how things are done. We're using Bela Bursky. We were thrilled when our husband died.
The genial woman stares, aghast.
Because she came out of retirement.
Interior, hallway, outside the bride's room, day. Bathsheba's father, 40s, livid, intercepts Shmuel.
This is what I get for putting my daughter's future in hands of the son of Christopher Stein? Fix it.
Have no fear, the Shmuel is here.
Shmuel steps past him into interior, bride's room, wedding hall, same. 5 women console the bride, Bathsheba, 20, a mess of frustration and tears, dressed in an elegant gown that covers every pore of her skin. She bristles at seeing Shmuel.
Forget it. Nothing will change my mind. I'm not getting married.
I see you've made an error.
She throws her hands up at this validation and gestures to her father, now huddled in the doorway with 5 women.
Praise God. Tell him this is a bad match.
In the face of her panic, Shmuel plays it cool. He pulls a napkin scribbled with a complex calculation from his pocket.
I reran the numbers. Your match with Moishe scores even higher than we originally thought.
This makes no impact on Bathsheba, who paces around the room.
He's a stranger. Do you know the first thing he does in the morning?
Please, tell me.
I can't. I have no idea. And this is the man I'm supposed to marry?
Ha! Where did this wit come from all of a sudden? That's gonna raise the match score even higher.
The score says yes, my stomach says no. My parents say yes, my heart says no. Let's ask my spleen what it thinks.
None of that stopped the bride from Kiev from finding eternal happiness.
Bathsheba's blank stare breaks when Uncle Chaim appears in the hallway.
The rabbi is leaving. He has another wedding to get to.
10 minutes. Beg him. Shmuel!
Uncle Chaim is off. Shmuel sits Bathsheba down for story time.
You must have heard of the Bride of Kiev. It's one of our holiest stories.
We transition to a fairy tale reenactment.
A bride was to be married in Kiev.
Exterior, Synagogue, Kiev, 1737, day. Orthodox Jews file into the temple with much excitement, their style almost indistinguishable from today's. Interior, bride's room, Kiev, same. Our bride, pale, tries keeping herself calm as 2 ladies dress her in a gown. One holds a pair of fancy shoes.
This is so exciting. It's the first openly Jewish wedding in over 100 years.
People have come from all over Europe for this blessed occasion. You must be so happy.
Exterior, Synagogue, Kiev, seconds later. The bride runs as fast as she can towards a nearby barn. Interior, barn, Kiev, day. The bride enters, frantic, and grabs a saddle. The far doors open, casting her in a soft light. Before her stands the groom, with a fully prepared wagon. She stops, amazed.
I hate to see you go, but if you must, I prepared you a wagon.
My groom, how did you know?
It's my job to anticipate your needs, to make you happy and comfortable for the rest of your life.
She approaches him, skeptically.
I have cold feet.
He reaches into the wagon and pulls out bare fur slippers. Interior, bride's room, wedding hall, present day.
That is where we get the expression, trust your matchmaker. And who was that matchmaker? None other than the Baal Shem Tov himself.
Everyone waits for Bathsheba to react. Uncle Chaim bursts through the crowd at the door.
The rabbi is packing up.
Bathsheba finally releases a breath. Close up, on a napkin, over a glass, as it is smashed beneath the groom's feet.
Mazel tov!
Interior, wedding hall, night. Hava Nagila, the traditional wedding song, plays. Bathsheba is being bounced up and down in her chair. The wedding has happened. All is well. By the bar, Shmuel's gaze rests on the men who command respect. One in particular, Yaakov Kornfeld, chief rabbi of Crown Heights. Bathsheba's father, tipsy, comes up to Shmuel.
That story. You know, that's not from the Baal Shem Tov.
What's important is Bathsheba didn't.
They're interrupted by Rabbi Kornfeld. Shmuel has lost his cool and can't do much more than stare, intimidated.
Mazel tov.
Thank you, Rabbi Kornfeld.
A truly unforgettable night.
Kornfeld and Shmuel lock eyes.
Rabbi, it's an honor. I'm so...
Kornfeld turns and walks off. Hangers-on follow him out. Dejected, Shmuel grabs a bottle of vodka from the bar. A kid's table. Later. The event has progressed. A curtain now separates the men's side of the room from the women's. Shmuel sips vodka and passes business cards to a group of boys. 1, Dov Goder. 9, we'll get to know later.
And 1 for you. Now, what do we say? Mom, Dad, he's expensive, but he's worth it.
Shmuel spies a gang of bullies across the room, menacing a boy, Noah. The big bully pulls at Noah's clothes. Noah breaks away from him and runs out of the room, upset.
Tell him 10% off for twins.
Shmuel follows after Noah. He reaches into his pocket for a bottle of Vicine. Exterior, patio, wedding hall, night. Noah crouches in the corner, crying, his face buried in his hands. Shmuel sits next to him.
I thought I was the only one who still cried at weddings.
I'm not crying.
Great, so I am the only one.
Noah looks up at Shmuel. Vazine streams down Shmuel's face.
How come you're crying?
It makes me super sad to see anybody else cry. So sad that I'd like to give them $20. But since you're not crying...
Maybe I was crying. A little.
He tucks his blue shirt into his pants.
That's a dope shirt.
Those kids said it's stupid because it's the wrong color. I told my mom I needed a white one.
Is this your first Orthodox wedding?
Noah nods.
Your family just started observing?
My mom says once they get to know me that they'll be my friends.
Your mom is 0 for 2. They'll never accept you. Not really. I went to school with a kid like you. Parents became Orthodox when he was 9. He was bullied every day at yeshiva by kids like them. Even his teachers give him shit. How old are you?
8.
Pretend I didn't say shit.
Can I have $20?
In a minute. You know what that kid did? He made it his mission to bring more love into the world. So he built up an armor so nothing would hurt him. And now he's crazy successful with huge opportunities on the horizon. Plus, he's the best dresser around. So be like that kid. Get hard, get respect, and show them you're better than they are.
Was that kid you?
Me? No. It was Yosel Rabinovitz.
I'm pretty sure that was you.
Shmuel hands him a $20 bill.
You're a special kid. Get yours.
Noah nods and runs off. Interior, wedding hall, moments later. Shmuel goes towards a group of bullies, now peeping through the curtains at the girls.
Boys.
He starts handing out his cards and notices the big bully.
My man, I'm gonna do you a solid. If I could match you with anybody in here, who would you pick?
All the boys gape with jealousy as the big bully smugly points towards a very pretty girl on the other side of the curtain. His choice draws an ooh from the boys.
Miriam Amdur. Am I saying that right? Yeah, she's gonna make somebody very happy one day. But it won't be you.
You said I could pick anyone.
The Amdur family goes back to the town of Zhur, Lithuania. Very kind and very thin people. You're already a pudgy little thing with bad breath and a worse attitude. People would think she lost a bet if she got stuck with a miserable shit like you. So, here's a solid. Aim lower.
The boys laugh. Big bully stews, unsure what to say. Shmuel leans in and whispers in his ear.
You're a bully because you don't love yourself, but it's not too late to change.
Shmuel tosses the big bully his card. Freeze on the card. Shmuel Stein. Shadchan. It's all about love. Interior, living room. Stein apartment, night. A cramped starter apartment stuffed with Hebrew books and Jewish knickknacks. Shmuel stumbles in holding a bottle of whiskey. Freda, 30s, warm-hearted, greets him.
Shmuel, welcome home.
Shmuel smiles, happy to see her.
Freda, where's my wife?
The kitchen. I was just leaving. I'm looking forward to hearing you on the radio tomorrow. Such a big deal.
Yes, gotta make a splash. My PR guy lined up a publisher to come to the show. So you can say you knew me before I was a best-selling author.
Freda exits. Shmuel finishes the whiskey. Aviva Stein, 30s, enters the kitchen in traditional Orthodox dress. She pulls off her wig, revealing close cropped hair. She's a powerhouse, but still playful, even with the undertones of weariness.
You're back in one piece. Is it too much to ask that you get struck by lightning on the way home? Dinner's in the kitchen.
I ate at the wedding. My condolences to the raccoons who will be digging through our trash tonight.
With compliments like that, it's a wonder I still want a divorce.
And I still want you to look like Gal Gadot, but we both understand these things are impossible.
We made the same joke last week, but then it was Natalie Portman.
What can I say? I have great taste.
I wish I could say the same.
Good one. Up top.
He holds his hands out for a high five. Aviva complies with a little more oomph than Shmuel was anticipating.
Ow!
That's for leaving me here to listen to Freda talk about the 6 proper ways to season the brisket while you attended the wedding of the spring.
It was business. I had recruiting to do. Good thing I went because I saved the whole wedding. But even that.
Shmuel's mood shifts. He goes to the bar, grabs a bottle of vodka, opens it, and swigs. Aviva, knowing where this is going, heads to the bedroom.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
Aviva, am I a good Jew?
Oh, here we go.
Rabbi Kornfeld was at the wedding.
And?
Ice cold. Shut me up. Are you sure your father, the great rabbi of London,
Ontario,
has been hyping me up? He's never really liked me.
No? He let you marry his daughter.
Aha!
Aha!
They share an easy laugh.
Seriously, for a second, I thought me and Kornfeld connected. You know, he looked at me right in the eye, and I swear I thought he was going to invite me to the Minion. Minion? What do you guys say? Minion?
Minion.
Minion.
If you care so much about his minion, why don't you just go?
No. He has to invite me. If I'm invited, the holiest will see me as one of their own. Otherwise, I'm just standing in the back like some loser.
Oh, I'm tired, Shmuel.
You know who goes to the Minion? Lev Schnoodle. Okay, you have 10 men in a Minion, and you pick Lev fucking Schnoodle?
Frustrated, Shmuel tosses the bottle cap at the wall. It bounces back and hits him, causing him to drop the bottle, which shatters on the floor.
Mazel tov!
Interior, kitchen, Stein apartment morning. Fancy appliances and 2 sinks overwhelm the space. Shmuel enters in a silk sleeping gown. Aviva ends the phone call.
What goes in a hair of the dog omelet?
Aviva stares at her phone, wide-eyed.
That was the Kornfelds. They want a meeting to discuss representing their daughter, Sturma.
What? I knew he was feeling me. This is big.
But they want to meet at 1:30 today.
Today? That's good. My app will be ready by noon. They'll see I'm the next gen matchmaker, bringing it like it's never been brought. They'll beg me to rep all 12 children.
You have too much on your plate today. You have NPR at 3.
This is the Kornfelds. Rescheduling is the same as canceling. This is how I start getting the elite clients.
And this is how you start spreading yourself too thin.
You can't be too rich or too thin. Today's the day that's going to change our lives. I sign up the Kornfelds. I get the Minion invite. I kill on NPR. I land the book deal. It's going to be a Shmuel fest. I got this.
At Shmuel's prompting, Aviva picks up the phone. Interior, analog coffee and vinyl. Day. The spot is Williamsburg. Hipsters and business people, young and wannabe young, sip lattes and play records. Each table is outfitted with a turntable and headphones. The owner, Connor Washington, 30s, is meticulous with coffee and music. He finishes putting a flourish on a latte and hands it to the customer along with an LP.
Here you go. The B-side really brings out the maple notes of the brew.
Shmuel is at the counter in his daily garb of gray slacks, black Jordans, a blazer over his arm, and a Brooklyn Dodgers cap, puzzling over the math-covered napkin from the wedding.
She thought this didn't mean a good marriage? I swear, sometimes I don't know where I find these people.
Nothing says love like the quadratic equation. Admit it. You con that girl into marrying someone she doesn't know.
And it worked. No, seriously, they're a great match. And soon they'll discover how great.
That's some antiquated shit.
Listen to you. Nobody likes coffee the first time. But eventually, you can't live without it.
Marriage has to be rooted in love. And in order to love someone, you really have to know them.
Love is the fruit, not the seed. Once they get to know each other, the love is guaranteed.
So saith the napkin.
The proof is 842 marriages and zero divorces. That's why you come to the Shmuel. National average, 52%. There's no match my algorithm can't make. Cupid can kiss my tush.
Could it make me a match? Or find me a find? Or catch me a catch?
If you were a rich man and willing to convert and get the snip.
I'm good. Me being me, all of me, has worked out so far.
An eager customer gets Connor's attention at the counter.
No, Caffeinate Williamsburg.
Interior, analog coffee and vinyl. Later. Shmuel flips through a series of note cards that say plug book, 0 divorces, OK Jupid app. Enter Andy Lopez, 18, they them, geek chic, possibly on the spectrum. They rush over to Shmuel's table.
Boss!
Andy, I told you, call me Shmuel.
With all due respect, I feel you deserve to be shown more respect.
You're not wrong. Once I get the book deal, you can call me boss.
Deal. Okay, here's the full demo version. I cut class to finish it.
Connor! Andy's here, and he brought the demo of OK Jupid.
Andy beams with pride as they hand Shmuel the tablet.
They brought. I'm a they, remember?
But there's only one of you.
We talked about... Anyway, open it.
Shmuel opens OK Jupid. After the logo fades, the face of a cheerful woman appears. Shmuel drops the tablet.
No.
Connor arrives at the table and checks out the app.
Look at this. Would you look at this? I'm trying to revolutionize matchmaking, and
They
make Yael Moreno the demo profile on my app. She's worse than a divorce. If the Kornfelds see this, they'd sooner put their kids on The Bachelor.
She could be on this Bachelor.
You don't like it? You don't like it, do you? I can tell. I'm sorry. I was looking for the perfect client for the demo, and I found her application in the inbox.
And he slumps in his chair, devastated. Andy slumps in their chair, devastated. Shmuel puts his hands on Andy's shoulder to comfort them.
Andy, it's okay.
I thought since she had a high IQ, is a tennis champ, a rock climber, volunteers at a soup kitchen.
You're telling me you can't match her? You're in the wrong business.
Nobody can match her. She's 32, Sephardi, Ba'al Teshuvah on both sides, single child.
Off their blank stares.
Ba'al Teshuvah. Her parents didn't start observing till late. Why would you buy a house with no foundation? No, would you buy a house with no foundation? Sephardi, 500 years ago, her family was kicked out of Spain, and who can you raise that blemish? And the nail in the coffin, she's 32. That's at least 7 children she'll never have.
Worse for me.
No, she marries a Jew.
You just said that you can't match her.
Even when she doesn't get married, it's to a Jew. I love that line.
I don't get what you're saying.
I'm saying it would be easier to marry off Hitler's daughter.
Oh no.
There is no circumstance in the history of recorded time that I would take Yael Moreno on as my client.
Even if helping her would prove you're the best matchmaker in the world, which you are?
Real talk. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
No, you don't miss any of the shots you don't take because you don't take them.
You always say everybody, no matter who they are, deserves a shot at love. It's what makes you different than the other matchmakers. Like Bela.
Shah, am I saying that right? Shah? Shah, she who must not be named. Voldemort? Harry Potter?
I don't watch old movies.
Whatever. I'm not worried about that Yenta. She's not a threat to the Shmuel. This is a threat. Change the demo.
On it. It'll be ready tomorrow afternoon.
I need it now. How can I promote the app to the cornfields without the app? Tell me. You're my PR person.
I thought I'm your coder.
You're both. You're a they.
Coming from anyone else, that would be perceived as an insensitive.
Andy, you know I accept everything about you. Except that pronoun. Does that make me a grammar Nazi? Yes. So, as a Jew, how strongly I must feel if I'm willing to call myself a Nazi. But they means 2 or more. Now, I have to get to my meeting apless, but I will manage on my own.
Shmuel exits and watches him go. Andy watches him go like a loving puppy. Exterior, Cornfeld Brownstone, street, afternoon. A dark 4-story imposing townhouse. Aviva's car parks curbside. Shmuel leans into the driver's window.
Good, you're here.
This is a first. I thought I was a silent partner.
I wish you were a silent partner.
She throws open the car door, nailing Shmuel in the gut.
Let's go before I change my mind.
Interior, study, Cornfeld Brownstone, day. Shmuel and Aviva wait at an ebony desk, covered with photographs of important political figures. Jewish-themed artwork adorns the wall. Tomes in Hebrew fill the bookshelves.
Look at these books. This guy's like the king of the Jews.
So like Jesus.
Sterna, 18, the eldest Cornfeld child, enters politely.
My mother will be right with you.
Sterna bows her head and exits, closing the door.
What does she mean, mother?
I'm guessing she means the woman who wrote that.
We need the rabbi.
I like how your app goes down and suddenly we're a we.
Why not? My assistant's a they.
Are you sure you want to take this step? They're going to judge us.
It's time. Time to boldly go where no Ba'al Teshuvah matchmaker has gone before. Also, it might be good to mention your own lineage.
Oh, I see. I'm only here because I'm the daughter of the chief rabbi of London, Ontario.
You just say London. And how do you manage to always make everything about you? I need this to open more doors. I need this to get into my minion. I need this to get into the minion. I need this for NPR.
You're so right. I'm making this all about me.
Don't throw me off my game. Not with Bela salivating to get her claws into new clients.
Bela, stop. She's a sweet old lady.
She's devious. Every syllable out of her mouth is an insult. If Jews believed in the devil, she'd be the reason why.
Enter Mrs. Naomi Cornfeld, late 30s, very pregnant, air of superiority. She doesn't suffer fools.
Aviva, so nice to see you. I hope my belly doesn't make you uncomfortable. You know what they say about couples who are married for so long without children?
They're available to babysit?
No laughs. Aviva kicks Shmuel under the desk.
May God bless me as he has you. 13 times.
So, Shmuel Stein, tell me, why should you be my matchmaker to my Sterna?
Jumping right in, okay. Well, as I'm going to discuss, one-on-one on Live with Elizabeth on NPR later today, you can't spell match without math. To that end, I've created an algorithm that is the secret sauce to lasting and loving marriages. Should we wait for Rabbi Kornfeld?
He won't be joining us. He's a minion.
This pokes Shmuel in his sore spot.
Wait, he's with his minion now?
It's fine. All decisions regarding Sterna's future go through me.
I actually haven't had the chance to pray today. Where are they? I could run over them. I'm a very fast runner.
They've already begun. But I'll be sure to let Yaakov know it's so important to you that you would arrive late to pray.
Mrs. Kornfeld writes on a notepad.
No, I wouldn't. No, ever. That's not. I'm not that.
Aviva digs her nails into Shmuel's leg. He whimpers. She grabs the reins.
What my husband is clearly too modest to say is that he has made 29 successful matches last month alone. It's a record. On top of that, he took a couple from first date to wedding in under 45 days. He's a mitzvah machine, my Shmuel.
Yes, a very respectful mitzvah machine who would never interrupt a minion.
Aviva digs her nails in again. Whimper. Miss Kornfeld jots on a note.
Fascinating. Tell me, Shmuel, do you remember Rafi Goldberg?
I do. Did he interrupt minion?
Nails. Whimper. Miss Kornfeld puts the note on her desk.
Of course, Rafi was his first match.
Interesting. Well, I think I have all I need.
Aviva feels the chance slipping away. She looks to Shmuel, frozen, staring at the notepad. Her brain spins, looking for a strategy. She locks in a prominent painting on the wall.
That painting, Mrs. Kornfeld, is that an Ovid, sir?
Why, yes. Do you know his work?
The reason I ask, and I beg your discretion, is it hasn't yet become public knowledge, but Shmuel has just signed Adina Ovid, sir, the artist's granddaughter.
Mrs. Kornfeld perks up, instantly softens.
That is wonderful news. You're big admirers. I must tell Yaakov. Well, this has been a very productive exchange. You're certain you have availability in your schedule, or Sterna isn't getting any younger?
She reaches for her notepad, but has apparently forgotten where she'd put it, and can't find it.
We will accommodate what works best for your family.
Shmuel can expect a call from my husband regarding next steps.
Exterior, sidewalk, outside Kornfeld residence, day. Shmuel and Aviva walk towards the car.
That was
went
terrible.
great.
She thinks I'd show up late to pray? I mean, is that the kind of Jew the Kornfelds think I am?
It was just something she said. She seemed very happy with us in the end.
Did she? Because she wrote good first impression and then crossed it off.
He's reading from Mrs. Kornfeld's notepad.
Would they pick an unworthy Jew to match their children? I am not a man of God to I'm not a man of God to them. Then what am I? A tool? Something to be used and put away when no longer needed?
They arrive at Aviva's car.
Wow, Viv, you really turned it around in there. Thank you.
What is this now?
I saved your ass in there. You don't say much, and you don't so much as say thank you.
There you go again, making it all about you. And right when I'm about to go on the radio without my app to brag about.
You could always mention your self-published book.
She gets in the driver's side. He goes to open the passenger's door. It's locked. The engine starts. He tries again. Locked.
Open the door. We have to get to the studio.
I'm not going. I wouldn't want to make it all about me.
Aviva drives off. Shmuel is dumbfounded. He checks his watch and starts running the other way down the sidewalk. Unbeknownst to Shmuel, he's being followed by a stealthy Dove Goder, the boy from the wedding. Exterior, street corner, moments later. Shmuel runs down the block and Dove gives chase, unseen. A nervous, clammy, and spaced-out Rafi Goldberg, 32, is surprised to see Shmuel.
Shmuel?
Shmuel slows but won't stop.
Rafi? Hello, this is crazy. Your name just came up at the Kornfelds.
Oh, he told you.
That stops Shmuel.
He invited you to his minion, didn't he?
Huh? His minion? No.
But you know about it? Do you know where it is? Who's in it? I've heard Lazar and Yeshua favor, but I can't confirm.
I don't know.
Uh-huh. I get it. Listen, I have to go. I'm doing a radio interview. NPR, live with Elizabeth. Listen on your phone or download the podcast later.
Shmuel starts off, stops, returns to Rafi.
I thought you and Gelet, forgive me guys, Gelet, moved across town? What brings you all the way over here now?
Here? To this corner?
Because if you're gonna go see the Rabbi Kornfeld, he's not home.
I know. I'm early. I mean.
What would you need to see the Rabbi Kornfeld for? I mean, the Dominion?
Rafi seems to be trying to formulate words. Pressure builds in him like a ballroom. Smack. Dove Girder runs into Rafi. Dove holds up his phone.
Yes, it's the Shmuel. Take a pick and beat it.
I'm playing Pokemon Go, dumbass.
Pray to God with that mouth?
Shmuel puts his arm around Rafi, leads him away from Dove.
Now, tell me what you need to see Kornfeld about.
I'm asking for a divorce, okay? The marriage is over. That's why I'm seeing Rabbi Kornfeld. I didn't want to tell you, but you pushed me to answer. You're very pushy.
I'm not pushy, and I'm not letting you get a divorce.
I feel better now. I've been keeping it in all inside, and now that I've told someone, it's real, you know?
Wait.
You know what? Forget I said anything. I should go.
Rafi, it's me. I don't forget, and I won't be able to forgive myself if I don't try to help you. Give me a month.
For what?
To save your marriage. I'll rematch you in Gele, free of charge.
Rematch?
Matching isn't just what I do. It's who I am. Let me rematch you, please. You already said you felt much better talking to me, right?
I don't know. Us? Aren't you only trying to get the big clients now?
I'm always here for you. You were my first. 1 month is all I ask.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Good. And don't say anything to anyone, because it's nobody's business. Yes?
Rafi nods.
Gotta go. NPR. Listen and download.
Shmuel walks calmly around the corner and then takes off running down the street. Dove watches him go. After a moment, a minivan pulls up next to him. A young Orthodox woman in a very blonde wig at the wheel. Dove gets into the car and hands her his phone. Interior, NPR Studios, afternoon. Shmuel enters, sweaty and disheveled. The producer approaches him holding a clipboard.
Shmuel Stein?
The one and only, except for my third cousin.
Thanks for coming. Please sign this image release, then follow me.
An image release? For radio?
For the live stream.
Live stream?
Shmuel starts matting his hair and wiping the sweat off his face. His phone rings. Ringtone Hava Nagila.
We can't have you on without it.
Pressed, Shmuel signs the paper and answers the phone.
Rabbi Kornfeld.
Intercut as necessary with interior, study, Kornfeld brownstone, same. Rabbi Kornfeld sits at his desk.
Shmuel Stein, I want to let you know my wife told me of the lovely conversation she had with Aviva today.
Thank you, Rabbi. That's good to hear.
You must understand, we're a conservative family. We value discretion. We thought you immodest, a bit of a braggart. You seem to be overstepping in the community.
I see.
Shmuel is crushed.
That said, your results are impressive. Let's face it, Moshe needed an extra push from God to land a wife. You were that push. The Kornfelds are an impetuous family, but our Sterna isn't getting any younger. She's already 18. So let's talk turkey.
Shmuel is elated. The producer gives him a hurry it up.
I'd love to, Rabbi, but I'm stepping in an interview. NPR, please tune in. And it would be an honor to mention our working together on the show.
And invite bad luck into the whole thing before the terms are settled? I told you, discretion.
Understood. I won't say a word. Can we pick this back up tomorrow, say at the
Bad connection, I'll call later.
The call ends. Shmuel kicks himself. Interior, recording hall, afternoon. Shmuel is led into a room with a small audience. A mix of Orthodox Jewish women with copies of Shmuel's book and regular fans of the show. A woman, Monica Harris, 40s, black, polished and receptive, comes up to Shmuel.
Shmuel Stein? Monica Harris, Pendant Publishing. I'm looking forward to talking book ideas after the show.
A pleasure, Monica. I have some thoughts that will blow you away.
The producer pulls Shmuel to the stage where Elizabeth Chang waits. Video cameras point towards the table lined with microphones.
Thank you for coming.
This is very exciting. You're going to be a part of launching the Shmuel into the stratosphere.
The NPR mission.
Great. I took the liberty of preparing some questions.
He extends some note cards, but
Bela!
Shmuel can't believe it. Elizabeth goes to embrace Bela Brisky, 70s. She's soft, warm, with a gigantic welcoming smile. She's trailed by a young Orthodox woman in a blonde wig from her minivan. This is Hindi, 19, Bela's great-granddaughter.
Thank you for coming at the last second.
Bela hands Elizabeth the producer and Shmuel cookie tins.
I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. I rushed to get ready, but I didn't dare show up empty-handed. Mandel bread, it's Shmuel's favorite.
Bela. Funny that you also have something for Elizabeth, because there's this terrific bakery on Center Street with amazing rugalech.
He pulls out his wallet and counts out $14.68 exactly.
Get down there when you can.
The producer urges them to take their
Yeah.
seats.
You what?
The producer urges them to take their seats. The on-air sign lights up.
Welcome everyone to Live with Elizabeth. I'm your host, Elizabeth Chang. Today we are talking about love in the Orthodox world. Our guests are Bela Bursky and Shmuel Stein, matchmakers in Brooklyn. Welcome to you both.
Great to be here.
Such a beautiful audience.
Matchmaking. I have to admit, I didn't know this was still a thing in America. Shmuel?
So marriage is a complex endeavor that benefits from outside, objective guidance.
Young people often get carried away by their emotions. Someone needs to point them in the right direction.
That's true. My tween is raging hormones right now. So, Shmuel, you claim in your book...
A Shmuel for Love, available exclusively on my website.
You claim your approach to matchmaking makes you better than all the others. Please explain.
Happy to. The traditional approach puts wealth and status above the individual. This often leads to a bad marriage, where couples either choose to stay together for status or get a divorce and live in shame. I'm Matchmaker 2.0. I use thousands of data points to avoid such predicaments and focus on the person. So that a woman won't end up married to a man who will never live up to either of their expectations.
Data points? I just go with my gut. What can I say? I'm old school.
Intuition. Totally get it. Tell us more about your hands-on approach, Bela.
Shmuel's shoulders slump back in his chair.
There's no substitute for intuition. I once matched two women from families that had been feuding for generations. I had a feeling that bringing these two together would not only produce a beautiful marriage, but the two families would finally get along. And they did.
That's incredible. If only you were around for Romeo and Juliet.
No, I'm not that old.
Elizabeth and Bela share a laugh. This clearly isn't the Shmuel fest he was hoping for.
That's quite a story.
Speaking of stories, Shmuel, I read your book. You have such a way with the language. The only part I didn't understand was where you talk about how to measure a matchmaker using, what's that word?
Metrics. Yes, let's talk about those.
Numbers are things we can all trust.
Mm-hmm. I had no idea you've made nearly 800 marriages. Mazel tov.
And that was at printing, now it's 842.
That sounds like a lot.
For someone with Shmuel's experience, it is. I have in the neighborhood of 3,000, but truly, I don't keep score.
My experience didn't stop me from setting the 1-month Brooklyn record with 29 matches.
That's an incredible number for 1 month.
See? This is why I keep track.
Hinda holds up an index card for only Bela to see. Bela leans forward, squinting.
Oh, my great-granddaughter Hindi just told me we did 35 last month.
35? Your first month back?
Surely Hindi miscounted.
Bela begins counting off the names to herself. Shmuel tugs at his collar. It's getting hot in here.
It wasn't 35, Hinda. It was 36. A double high. Did I get it?
I took the Hurwitzes from first date to wedding in 45 days.
The producer sits Hinda in the chair next to Bela. Hinda whispered something into Bela's ear.
Eichenholz is married in 15 days, and she's already expecting.
I had 0 divorces. Bela can't say that.
Hinda hands a card to Bela. She reads it and turns to Hinda.
This just says Rafi Goldberg. What about Rafi Goldberg?
Hinda whispers in Bela's ear. Shmuel begins to panic. He wipes the sweat from his forehead and adjusts his yarmulke.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm very sorry to hear that. A divorce? Such a shame. He and Gayla were a very lovely couple.
Who said Rafi's getting a divorce?
Hinda leans into the microphone.
He's with the rabbi right now.
No, he's not.
How would you know? Unless you were just begging him not to go inside Rabbi Kornfeld's home?
For your information, I was there signing up Rabbi Kornfeld's 12 children, the chief rabbi of Brooklyn. How do you like that?
How do you like this?
Hinda holds up her phone to the camera and plays a video.
I'm asking for a divorce, okay? The marriage is over.
The audience squirms.
Sign? We're live.
Sorry. Pretend I didn't say shit.
Monica Harris gets up and walks out of the studio, taking Shmuel's book deal with her.
Attitude aside, the metrics you've established clearly prove that the better matchmaker here is Bela Bursky.
I'm matching Yael Moreno.
Gasp. Bela and the Orthodox Jews are stunned.
Oh, you cray.
Who is Yael Moreno?
Shmuel is pulling our legs. He wouldn't dare. Nobody can match her.
Shmuel launches OK Cupid and shows his tablet to the room.
Not only would I dare, I made Yael the face of my app, and I've guaranteed her a lasting match within 1 month. So, yup.
What an unfortunate time to have to end our segment. I'm sure our audience is looking forward to finding out how it all unfolds. You'll both have to come back with Yael to update us very soon.
Love to.
Exterior, recording studio, evening. Shmuel, in the gutter, tries to hail a taxi and accidentally drops his tin of mandelbread into the street. A car hits it. His phone blurts out, Hava Nagila. It's Rabbi Kornfeld.
Rabbi Kornfeld.
I'm calling to let you know Mrs. Kornfeld and I have decided to keep our options open for now.
I'm sorry, it just slipped out about our arrangement.
What arrangement? We owe it to our Sterna to meet other candidates. No need to rush into things. She's only 18.
Can we discuss this tomorrow at the meeting?
Bad connection.
The call disconnects. Thunder, followed by some light rain droplets.
Of course you're gonna rain.
Hava Nagila, Rafi is calling.
Yael Moreno? Wow. When I heard that, I thought this guy, he fights hard for his clients no matter who they are. You're a good guy. If you can help Yael, maybe you can fix my marriage. I'll give you the month, like you asked.
Thanks, Rafi. I'll call you tomorrow.
The call disconnects. The rain stops. The clouds clear.
Are you listening to my calls?
Hava Nagila, unknown caller.
Hello, you got Shmuel.
Well, I don't want him.
Who is this?
You don't recognize the voice of your newest client? Oh, you really know how to roll out the red carpet.
Hell?
Who the fuck do you think you are telling the world that you're my matchmaker? How dare you?
I just want to help you be happy.
Lying about me isn't the best way to make me happy.
I don't understand. Your application was in my inbox.
I would think someone as experienced as you would know that my mother sent the application. She wants grandbabies.
Shmuel can't believe this bad turn.
I am calling to let you know that I am my own woman and I am not interested in your services.
But
save your breath. There is not a circumstance in the history of recorded time in which I take Shmuel Stein on as my matchmaker. Goodbye.
The call disconnects. Thunder, lightning, rain pours down on Shmuel.
I knew you were listening.
Aviva's car pulls up alongside him. His face brightens. She lowers her window.
My wife, anticipating my needs.
Aviva tosses an umbrella out the window. It lands in the gutter, splashing rainwater on him. She drives away. Shmuel picks up the umbrella, pops it open. He begins the long walk home. Fade to black. End of episode.
Yay! Episode 2. Episode 2.
Yeah. Great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That was
Thank
great.
you. Thank you.
What did you know?
Said Shmuel has a deep stutter, right?
Well,
That's
yeah.
what I read somewhere.
Oh, is it manville bread or is it
Mandel.
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 Is it?